Car manufacturers spend a whole lot of resources, time and money in understanding what their customers really want. But that's the easy part. The real tricky part is to deliver it all. So ladies and gentlemen, the Hyundai Grand i10 is what we have here, but it requires no introduction anymore. And as such, you will get none. Now given the fact then that this is a Hyundai badged car, it becomes imperative to find all the bling and the features it comes loaded with. Let's then get started. At the back, you get an electric boot release that opens up to a boot space 30 litres bigger than the i10 and a good 52 litres bigger than the Suzuki Swift. The grandness in comfort begins as soon as you decide to step inside the back seat of the car with a whole lot of leg room, headroom and adjustable headrests, which is kind of weird because the front two seats don't get adjustable headrests. And then there are rear AC vents, a 12-volt power socket, bottle holders at both the rear doors and a nifty feature to keep your seat belt in place. Now moving over to the front, the two-tone black and beige interiors are refreshing. Indicators are integrated into the side view mirrors, which are now electrically foldable. And what you also have is a handy feature, which is keyless entry, adding into the level of comfort. Once inside the cabin, you want to press in the clutch pedal and command the engine start-stop button to crank the engine up. Starts with a diesel rumble. What the driver's seat also gets is a one-touch down auto power window function. Now the sound system sounds good, has a 1 GB integrated memory module in it, so you can save your favorite songs onto the system and play it straight from there. You also get Bluetooth streaming capabilities, auxiliary connection, USB connection and a 12-volt power socket, which was also the case at the rear seats. What you do miss out on is automatic climate control, but then for that you get a bloody powerful AC. The gear shift lever is ergonomically placed and has short throws. Moving on to the steering wheel, it has a nice feel to it and has tons of audio mounted steering controls along with make and end call button. Both the front doors come with 1 litre bottle holders. The glove box is now equipped with a chiller feature. The driver's seat as well as the co-passenger seat both come with seat adjust options. Overall, lots of headroom at the front as well as legroom and comfortable seats in the Hyundai Grand i10. So when it comes to the bling and all the features that this car has, it has a ton of them, and in that sense it's a typical Hyundai. But where Hyundai sets its own personal benchmarks this time with the Grand is the way it drives. Now the Grand i10 has been a car that has been designed and engineered more for the European market, and so it looks a lot more mature and handsome and is less fluidic than the other Hyundai cars. The front fog lamps are chrome lined and sit well into the cavities, contributing largely to the front look. At the back too, the C-pillar design is nice, and then the tail lamps, well, they gel well into the overall rear design. Compared to its European counterparts, this car is little longer and also wider. In fact, it's just a few millimeters short when compared to the Suzuki Swift, but it hides its length because of the black accents on the door.
So the all-new 1.1 litre U2 diesel engine, it's an inline 3-cylinder newly developed by Hyundai, and it's a wonderful engine. Hyundai has worked really hard to keep the engine size compact, going as far as to cast the turbocharger with the exhaust manifold itself. So the compact engine liberates a lot of interior space. So the suspension on the Grand i10 is similar to any other small car in this segment. At the front, you have a McPherson strut setup, and at the back, you have a twist beam with coil springs. Hyundai has really worked well on the damping of this car. The ride as well as the handling are really good. The Grand i10 goes head-to-head against the segment leader, the Maruti Swift. Although the Grand i10 is physically a little smaller than the Swift, it does offer that little bit extra in terms of everything. It's got a little more space, it's got a few more features, it's a whole new platform, and this is the bit that matters the most. At 6.44 lakhs ex-showroom New Delhi, the top-of-the-line Grand i10 is a whole 51,000 rupees cheaper than the top-of-the-line Swift ZDI. And that, gentleman, seals the deal for me. Now, Hyundai has also worked a lot on the dynamics of this car. So it's not a complete dud when it comes to the enthusiast quotient like the other cars in its lineup. Now, if only Hyundai had gone one step further and also offered an automatic gearbox on this car. But wait, it is coming out with an automatic gearbox for the diesel Grand i10, and that, gentlemen, is going to be another segment first. A small hatchback, a small diesel hatchback with an automatic gearbox. Hyundai is also in the process of testing the sedan version of the Grand i10, and when that is launched, I'm sure it's going to set the market on fire once again. Drums off, 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 drums off,